What's up, Wolfpack fam? It's your boy Kid back at it again. Hope everyone is doing great. Continuing that Robot Wars journey. This is going to be Heat P, boys and girls. Let's get it.
Position vacant, wanted one robot to complete our semi-final lineup. Applicants must be ready to rock and roll. Dance a waltz, a terrible tango. Saints alive, a jive too. No, we don't need dancing or prancing. We need crashing and smashing and bashing. However they've done it so far, in and under, over the top, 15 robots through. Who will join them with a shove or a push? Now listen, just shush robot ears. You think you're up for the job? You'll have to shoot down the Robot Wars mobs!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who swears the dog ate his battle plans, Craig Charles.
Robots fall into two groups. Either they're your Terminators, psychopathic killing machines who'd sooner cut off your arms than say how you're diddling, or they're like C-3PO, always packing a light lunch whenever Luke Skywalker goes on a suicide mission. So which category do the robots in Robot Wars fall? After all, some of them are cute, some of them are colourful, and some of them look like the demon love child of a microwave oven and a vacuum cleaner. The thing is, whatever they look like, the 8 robots here to do battle for a place in our series semi-finals are Terminators, every last one. Let's just hope I'm not the one they've come back to kill. Philippa, who are tonight's psychos?
Thank you, Craig. We have a gathering of stunning robots in the pits at the moment. This is Victor, first up. You can't see, unless you come round here, the flail, which is the most significant part. If you can... Wow. And apparently it goes so fast that it goes blurry, so that's going to inflict some damage. Look at this monster. This is, how do you pronounce it?
Tomtron.
Thank you very much, because I'm not very good at my pronunciation. Is it the most beautiful creature? It used to be a lot more lethal, but it was far too big and far too heavy, so they had to take off half the weapons. But the important thing is they kept the decoration, which I think is really good. This is Trident. In here is a modified stair lifter. Would you believe it? But it's shiny now, and it's beautiful. Hopefully not to have too many scratches on it. You may understand why this is called Scarab when you look at its pincers. And how much pressure did you say these two can inflict?
2.5 tons at the tips of the jaws.
Yeah, so that's got to hurt. And hello!
Hi.
Dreadnought team.
Yep.
No, Dreadnought, well, team and helper. Because Ken, you may remember, is on holiday in Florida. So we're not saying hello to him because we're very annoyed with him for lying by the pool. It's outrageous. Modifications include...
New motor for the forks.
New motor for the fork and a complete
rebuilt forks.
makeover.
And a complete makeover. New shell.
It's fantastic. This is a new one, Ratus, who apparently is very old because he came through in the 17th century, in the 14th century. Was it that long ago? Oh, my memory.
You've forgotten.
Carrying the bubonic plague. Ratus used to be a lot longer, but then they realised they couldn't fit him in the car and bring him to Robot Wars, so they had to cut him in half. He still works just as well, though, apparently. This is Psycho Killer. They tell me it's Salvador Dali painting on the front. Yeah, I can see. Classic wedge shape with the axe. So hopefully that will work very well. We know from the past it does. Smidsy stands for...
Sorry, mate, I didn't see you.
Which we'll be expecting this lot to say when they come out of that horrible arena. The gnashing jaws of doom will be inflicted on anyone who comes anywhere near Smidsy, I think.
What, the gnashing jaws of Ratus spreading pestilence? Or will it be Smidsy for sorry mate, I dented and smashed you? Twin Trin against Trident, looks like a shiny wheelie bin. Scarab with the pincers against Victor 2, here to stay or gone in a blur. Psycho Killer, Darley on a wedge against the alien-looking Dreadnought. That's how they line up in round 1.
Too late for our robots to kiss and make up now. Let the wars begin!
From Guernsey, Ratus.
The longest in the heat, even though it has been chopped down to fit in the boot. The chassis from an old desk, its forward-facing spikes and battery-driven flail are dangerous. It'll dent a few hopes, that's for sure.
Hi, I'm Gary. This is Rick. This is our robot, Ratus. It's called Ratus, which is the Latin name for the common rat. As you can see, it's quite common. It sustained some injuries previously in other fights when it came from Mesopotamia in the 11th century. It went across Europe in the 14th century, killed 25 million people, and now it's here at Robot Wars.
From Kent, Smidzy.
They describe their weaponry as gnashing jaws, crushing jaws, lift you up and dismember jaws. Cool, they can't jaw this team. They say it took 6 weekends to build and 6 months talking about it.
I'm Mike Reid of Team Ixion. This is Robin, who's our driver, and Andy, and this is our robot Smidzy. We called it Smidzy because it stands for sorry mate, I didn't see you. We're motorbikers, and if you get knocked off by a car, the first thing the driver says is sorry mate, I didn't see you. We've made Smidzy so it'll be flippable, run either way up, and we've got the jaws so that we can change them. We can go under another robot, over the top of it, depending on which way up we are.
Robot ears.
We're going with Smidzy. If they don't win, I'll be disappointed. But the thing with the jaw, I don't know, is it big enough for to get Rat or whatever, you know, Ratatouille over here on the other side and shit.
Stand by.
Ratus from the 14th century. What's that all about? Gary Pike and Richard Ozanne, his teammate, and Smidzy there.
2.
With the driver, Robin Bennett, in control. When it opens its jaws, Smidzy looks like a giant, great big black and red clothes peg, I think. But it's Ratus on the attack. No gnawing jaws, but there at the back, the flail. There's Robin Bennett at the controls of Smidzy. Spent 6 months touring Australia by motorbike. They're all big bikers in the team. And how annoying is it when a car driver says to you, a biker, yeah, I didn't see you, mate. Now, it's Ratus, just gnawing away at Smidzy once again, pushing him in towards the CPZ. Don't forget, once you've been pushed into a CPZ, the house robot can grab you. Let's have a look at this moment again. Ratus up and over Smidzy and bouncing healthily away. Again, the little push. You can see there, the tactic being used is to push towards the CPZ. Kilolot's waiting for anything loose. Ratus, the more aggressive of the two so far. Onto the arena spike, which has become such a feature of this series. And really, Smidzy doing very little attacking work. It's all Ratus, and eventually, I'm sure, he's just going to push Smidzy in towards the CPZ. It'll get there in the end. Bouncing around. It's dead metal awaiting. Can't come out of the CPZ to gather a robot unless it's on the fringe. Smidzy low enough to avoid the pincers of dead metal. Robin Bennett trying to get Smidzy on the attack, perhaps. Needs to. In comes Ratus with one drive. Poised to come in with another slam. Oh! Ratus in trouble. Slammed against dead metal pincers, and the body shell almost came flying off. There you see, separated from the main frame, the chassis made from an old desk, and off comes the fur-covered alloy shell. And now, onto the flame pit as well. So, trouble here for Ratus. What on earth is that underneath the top part of the jaws, if you like? Gary Pike looks bemused. A little twitch from him, and also from the front of the rat. And was he caught in a rat trap there? Well, there's still life in Robin Bennett and his team. A little tug on the beard of Andy Pugh there on the right. Now the circular saw of dead metal slicing into the top of Smidzy. It's going to be quite close, this, in the end, unless Smidzy's pushed towards the pit! Get in! Pit! Yes! Smidzy's finished. I think Ratus deserved it in the end.
That was a very boring bout. You know, if it wasn't for, I'm gonna call it Ratatouille right now, that losing a little bit of its piece from death metal, I don't know. This bout was extremely boring, guys.
The rodent rules. Ratus go through.
I hope they get better, guys.
Well, what you get from us is adoration, because, you know, even though you're out, what a fantastic fight, wasn't it?
I'm glad it looked good. We need a tyre now. We need a tyre.
I just put that one on.
Oh, outrageous. But you inflicted some damage there on Ratus.
No, we didn't. They inflicted on
They rammed us badly and damaged themselves. And the Ratus were really good guys. Like, we wouldn't have even fought today if they hadn't lent us half their tools and a good chunk of their spares.
Really?
The
really
spirit in the pits has been amazing. We've been working on that for the last 2 days. So, what can you say? Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Really good bunch of people.
all this woodwork gnarled up.
Some nasty spikes out there.
What was this bit that was hanging out?
That was to stop the front from collapsing, which didn't work.
No, it's all in bits in there.
It is, but we won.
You won. It was
won.
stunning. I was saying to the other guys, it was one of the best fights I've seen in an awfully long
But
time.
I have something to say to the other chaps. Sorry, mate, I didn't see you.
Aww. But I tell you.
Is Philippa watching the same Robot Wars? Is she in a different episode? I don't know about that one.
You fight a good fight. It's a speedy robot.
It is.
It's fantastic. But really, seriously, are you going to be ready to fight again? Because look at the state of that.
Just cosmetic.
It's not.
It's nothing.
It's not. Innards were falling out.
We've had worse, haven't we?
We've had worse. Yes,
Okay.
it's only a flesh wound.
Okay, you'll be all right.
Indeed.
Well, I'm very proud of you. You're not afraid to get your whiskers frazzled.
I think she's watching the wrong fights. I don't know.
Whiskers frazzled or not, Ratus through. And next up, Trun against Trident.
From North Wales, Tun.
What work has gone into that spooky-looking fiberglass shell? The motors are from 12-volt wheelchairs. It cost just £200 to build the intrinsic parts.
My name's Mark. I'm the team captain of Tum Trum. In my team, I've got Ian and Nick. Our main weapon for Tum Trum is its forehead at the moment because we had to take the weapon off the front. It's made out of fiberglass and it's developed over a period of time and didn't start off quite like this the first day.
From Leeds, Trident.
2 drive motors and another for the weapon make this tri-drive Trident with an axe body shell of stainless steel. The chassis is a modified stair climber. At 20 miles an hour, it's the fastest in the heat.
Hi, my name's Stephen, and this is Neil and Peter. He's the captain of the team, and this is Trident, our robot. It's got these stair climber wheels and an axe weapon powered by an electric motor.
Going with Trident on this one. I'm kind of hoping that the other one is very flammable. I don't know why, man.
Stand by.
Turn, magnificent. Teacher Mark, Ian and Nick, his pupils. And Trident.
3.
Young Stephen at the controls. And it's the slow progress of Turn against the far nippier Trident. And I'd say at this stage, Trident has the more potent weaponry. Oh, what a shame! That shell is already being splintered. The face, the gargoyles, the twisted masks of terror. And that's just in the Robot Wars pits at lunchtime. It's Trident spinning to come on the attack again. I think one of the big problems with Turn is a lack of mobility at the moment. It can only get up to 5 miles an hour at best. At worst, it seems, to be honest, immobilised at this early stage. They did have a big snowplow on the front. They had to take it off to make the weight for this heat. It seems to lack weaponry and just about everything else. Trident edging around. Oh, what a disappointment this is. So much work has gone in. Look at the great teeth on the back. There's the mask, the horns as well. Snakes are in there, everything's in there. A robot built from hell. Oh dear. Hardly a heavenly performance by Tunturin. Trident nudging in again. Almost feels sympathetic, I think, to its opponent. A little bit of smoke coming from somewhere. Shunt coming in now on the attack, maybe to finish it off. The camera on the front of Shunt, of course. Oh, the axe on the back of Shunt. Nudging Tunturin almost up. Oh, the fiberglass is on fire as well. That just makes things worse. Now Matilda coming in with the chainsaw on the front of Tunturin. There goes the axe. Here comes Matilda on the attack. Here. Tunturin's lost a little essential bit. So, on fire,
Cease.
deaf as a post, and finished, Tunturin, to be honest.
Beauty, no match for brawn. Trident are victorious.
What happened?
Lost all power. It just wouldn't go.
After that initial...
After the initial
We hit it,
Yeah.
and then it stopped.
for some reason it's not. We don't know why yet.
Must have been a battery dislodged.
And then the flames started licking out from between the ears and the eyes of the creatures that were on the robot.
Well, it was designed for that.
Yeah, art. Art in the arena, that's what we like. Thank you very much for supplying that. Are you happy?
Very happy, yeah.
Happy to win, sad to destroy it.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Sunshine is just gorgeous. It was such a pity to destroy it. Yeah.
Any damage that we should know about?
The weapon seems to have stopped working.
Yes, we did wonder if that was the case, because you weren't going for it with the weapon.
I know,
at
that's
all.
why I was just swinging the back round and hitting it with that. That's all I could do.
We'll go and fix it then.
In the rubbish, Trident through, Scarab against Victor 2 next up.
For Tin whatever, if its main weapon is like basically a ram, you're gonna have to be better than 5 miles per hour because you ain't gonna have no pushing power. So unfortunate for them, but so far very lackluster episode. We're always gonna keep it 100.
From Potter's Bar, Scarab.
Sleek design, it'll beetle around the arena at only 8 miles an hour, though not quick. The jaws are hydraulic, the frame tubular steel, the 24-volt motors come from a wheelchair.
Hi, my name's Martin Eves. I'm captain of Team Scarab. This is my teammate Andy, who'll tell you about Scarab.
Our main weapon is these jaws, and between them we've got about 2.5 tons of pressure. So hopefully we're going to bite some things, and also we've designed it so if it gets flipped by a wedge, it can be driven the other way up.
From Surrey, Victor.
Wakey, wakey! The main weapon's a Morning Star flail, 2 foot in length. The body shell's made of steel, powered by 2 wheelchair motors. Took 6 months to rebuild from the last series.
Hi, I'm Guy, team captain. Teammates Gareth and Kenneth. This is Victor. He fought in the last wars. Still got scars from Matilda. It's the same frame, but with a much improved weapon at the front, which now spins around and also goes forwards and backwards.
I'm excited to see what Victor's front weapon will do. Is it gonna, pack a punch? Is it gonna knock shit out? So we're gonna go with Victor on this one. So good luck.
This was Victor in the last wars. Damaged by Matilda, we heard. Running the gauntlet and straight into Killalot. Guy was at the controls. Showed good manoeuvrability and bravery. And it was a good run, you know.
Roboteers, stand by.
Here, Victor's newest opponent, Scarab, then. With Martin Eves there on the right, and at the control, Andrew Miles. And Victor 2, once again, Guy Pickett at the controls. He wants to become a famous DJ, he tells us. Now spinning the flail of Victor 2. Immediately on the attack on Scarab. It is a bit of a blur, isn't it, that Morning Star flail, 2 foot in length. It's powered by a motorbike starter motor with the weights on the end to cause damage. Little scene of that. Ooh, something came flying out there. I'm not too sure what it was. Oh, it's the grill, the mesh. There, protecting the engine compartment of Victor 2. The house robots will have noticed the flail also seemed to be impaired there. Killalot just zooming in to see what sort of damage he can cause in the next few minutes, I would suggest. Oh, there's his lance immediately on the attack. But Scarab seems to be in trouble here on the arena pins. Paws are working, but there's no one with their paws on the remote controls. They're out, Scarab, immobilised.
Well, living up to its name, Victor. They go through.
That was very quick, but we heard the immobilized at the end, so it makes sense. But still, very quick battle.
You got disabled, and it seemed to be about when you went on the spikes.
Yeah, we can't see any holes. We had a look on the day, we can't see any holes though.
Really? Does it look like it went mad on those spikes?
Yeah, and we can't see any holes in it, but I just didn't see the spikes. I just have to take the blame.
You know, with those spikes, this is the point of the spikes, that you're not meant to be able to see them, but everyone really knows they're there.
I know.
It's like the other guy from Kilohertz saying, I forgot about the pit.
Yeah.
Don't, just don't do that. I mean, I know you've won, and congratulations, but do you think that's a bit too high because it's kind of looping around over the top?
Well, it should have come down, tilted a bit further forward, we thought.
Oh, it was designed to go down a bit further, but it didn't go down a bit further.
Oh, let's go into a war, and forget about the enemy. Scarab, you sure? Victor 2 through. Psycho Killer next up with Dreadnought.
From the Wirral, Psycho Killer.
Took 2 months to build the Axis, powered by a wheelchair motor, ready for thrills and suspense. Hitchcock Psycho wasn't as frightening as this. Coming, mother!
Hello, we're Team Psycho Killer. This is Martin, my son, Matthew Carroll, the pilot, and myself, Steve, the captain. This is our robot, Psycho Killer. It's driven by 2 Sinclair C5 motors. Loads of power. We've got this little toothpick, which we're open to drop it down and pincer on the front of the robot. If that fails, we're hoping he'll drive up, spin over, and land in a pit.
From Nuneaton, Dreadnought.
Using many parts from the old version of Dreadnought, this Robot Wars vet returns with a new mechanism and motor for the forklift, a new body shell design. Opponents, your future hangs on the decision of Judge Dredd.
Hello, I'm David.
And I'm Faye.
And this is our robot Dreadnought. We've been in 3 wars, it's our 3rd war. There's 1 or 2 changes we've made to our robot. We've had to build a new body shell after Sir Killalot was very rough with it. We've also improved the lift motors by replacing the motor with another wheelchair motor.
Again, you can't heap enough praise on the team for improving their bodywork, doing it all over again after it sustained this sort of damage. Would you really want to rebuild it all over again? The wooden base also last time was a bit of a problem.
Roboteers, stand by.
I'll say this from this bout real quick, just out of all the contestants, Psycho Killer and Dreadnought look the coolest to me personally here. I don't know. This was such a tough one to go with, but you know what? Let's go with Psycho Killer, but Dreadnought does look freaking amazing. I'm not going to lie.
There is Psycho Killer then, with Stephen Burns, Matthew Carroll at the controls, and young Martin, and Dreadnought,
3, 2,
David, and
1.
Faye Volts.
Activate.
David likes his walking and swimming and into more than a front crawl as Dreadnought attacks from the left. Psycho Killer just eases away. Classic wedge shape, as Philippa said earlier on. I love the little furry hand on the pickaxe. Where do they dream these things up from? What strange lives our roboteers have. I wonder if it was his idea there in the middle, Stephen Burns, perhaps young Martin. He wants to be a Lego designer when he grows up. Didn't we all? Now, it's Psycho Killer away from the flame pit. Ooh, Killalot's over there. What are they doing? Driving straight towards Killalot and the gleaming eyes. And the pincer, well, there goes your weapon. Straight away. Ah, suicide. Matthew Carroll wants to be a fighter pilot. God help us if he does. Defending the realm with driving like that in the skies. Are you sure? They've got no weapon now. It's just... Look at it. What a sorry-looking thing sticking out. Looks like an earbud. Clean your ears out, let alone take Dreadnought on. Faye likes it. David Voles at the controls. A little push of Psycho Killer. I think the heart has gone out of the Psycho Killer team. And in comes Shunt, slam. A little lift of the snow plough at the front of Shunt. Look at the damage on the side of Psycho Killer as well. A couple of dents, a couple of slices, and oh, look at that. In comes Dreadnought again, this time trying to push up and under. Psycho Killer now driving curiously towards dead metal. It's been a nightmare for them out there. Psycho Babel, let alone Psycho Killer. The Dreadnought team know they've got victory between their little pincer ram spiky things at the front. In comes Killalot, in comes Shunt, down comes the axe blade, pinned in there to the top slot of Psycho Killer. Oh, look at those slices. I don't think we've seen marks like that for a while. Under the base now of Psycho Killer, more damage. Long ago immobilised, it would seem to me. Perforated and punctured. Pinned. Pummeled. Punished. Psycho Killer. Into the CPZ. The house robots finishing him off.
Dreadnought victorious and through to our second round.
This was classic.
We have got a lovely souvenir.
Chopped straight through it, didn't he?
It might come in handy.
Yeah. Well, Ken, it's your own fault you're missing it. There you are lying in Florida in the sun by the pool and you're missing all this excitement because your team are through.
We've done it.
You've done it again.
Yes.
And unscathed, relatively.
Hardly unscathed. Hardly scratched. One or two little marks.
One or two little marks and that's it.
We'll survive.
Okay, so you can go and put your feet up for a while then until the next.
Yeah, buddy.
Through they go, Dreadnought, with Victor 2 Trident and Rattus Rattus. In the second round, it'll be Rattus Rattus against Dreadnought, Victor 2 against Trident. And now for the climax of the pinball.
It's our last visit to the arcades for some pinball wizardry. Will our final entry storm the leaderboard or sink into oblivion? Hey, let the trials begin.
The very last run of the pinball. Let's see how we've got on so far. Dominator setting the early pace. This was a good run. Consistent and accurate, 160 points scored. Crusader started well, but went into the pit. Daft as a brush. Eye of Newt didn't score quickly enough. Got torched by the House Robots. Six Pack trundled through bravely, we thought. Not a bad run at all. Now the highlight for Kilohertz was the multi-ball release. The low point of the Kilohertz run being bashed, smashed and crashed by the House Robots. Rocks 2 wasn't great.
On with it.
Oblivion 2, not much better. Heading for Oblivion in the Robot Wars history books. Inquisitor didn't ask too many questions. We didn't find answers there. But then a new leader emerged. The last heat saw Razor eclipse Dominator, a close shave, a Sweeney Todd chop at the other competitors, and indeed, Razor still having time for a nip at the House Robots. 210 points scored, magnificent. 50 clear of Dominator. There you can see the bravery of Six Pack. But Mortis can kill off even Razor if it runs true to pedigree, with that axe and lifting arm, and quite heavy too, to dodge the House Robots. The Mortis team of Rob Knight, Arthur Chilcott and Benjamin Gordon. Rob, Arthur, veterans of Robot Wars. Arthur in the middle. Rob Knight at the controls.
Roboteers, stand by.
Most sophisticated controls we've seen in Robot Wars, really. Mortis, really hungry to get out on the attack. And taking those barrels first. Well, this is an unusual route, an unusual tactic, and the sphere goes down too. Good point scored early on. Mortis needs to get out beyond the barrels, changing direction to try and dodge Kill-A-Lot, veering away from the barrels. Needs to get up and over that ramp, I would think. No, deciding to go for the multi-ball release instead, using the axe just for a final blow. No targets hit. 50 points for each target. On the side wall, 75 points for the target down the bottom of the arena. More barrels here. Now up and over the ramp. This is a very, very unusual route. I don't think that'll count. They didn't complete the ramp. Taking on Kill-A-Lot, that won't score you anything. Get you in trouble, I should think. Kill-A-Lot has the freedom here of the whole arena. But as we speak, Razor's still looking good here, I think. Mortis, time is ticking down on you to close on that huge 210 points scored by Razor. Would he go up and over the ramp again? They've lost their way here, Mortis, after that bright opening through the car door. More points to be scored, but if they back too far in, they nearly went into the pit. They've got themselves between a rock and a hard place here. Mortis trying to get traction with the great tank tracks. Now edging towards the door. But Rob's got himself into a real pickle here. There's a brick underneath Mortis as well. Came to an end prematurely, really. Good run from them, but not good enough. They enjoyed it. Opening gambit saw them take on the barrels in the top right corner of the arena. The sphere trundles its way towards a pit there in the top left of your picture. Then the multi-ball release. More points scored there. Against the barrels in the other corner of the arena. but only 60 points scored for Mortis. Big disappointment for them, down towards the bottom. Razor, though, with 210 points. Worthy champions. A brilliant run from a splendidly entertaining team. Simon Scott on the right, Vincent Blood in the middle, Ian Lewis on the left-hand side. And Razor, the Pinball Warrior Challenge champions, deservedly so.
Now let's charge back into the wars.
Lining up in round 2 of Heat P, Rattus against Dreadnought, Victor 2 against Trident, and don't forget they're playing to fill the last place in our semi-final lineup. Rattus, Gary Pike there on the left-hand side, and Dreadnought, David Bowles will take the controls. Rattus, splendid.
All right, this is going to be a tough pick right here. Shit. Let's go with Rattus. Even though, again, I don't know why I keep going against Dreadnought. That shit looks badass. Let's go with Rattus.
The design, Dreadnought looks awesome, doesn't it?
Big time.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Rattus is the heavier. Dreadnought probably is the speedier, and you wonder what damage Rattus took in its last battle against Smidsy, when the shell, don't forget, was lifted up and almost off the main chassis of Rattus, which obviously has a problem here right from the start. They say it came from the 14th century. Well, the engines have probably ground to a halt long ago since then. And Dreadnought here, very much in the ascendancy early on. There's no life in Rattus at all. Well, it's Dreadnought that will be going through, I would think, on the evidence of what we've seen early on here, to the splendid times, and hardly Boomtown Rats. Rattus edging away from the pits, into trouble, because now you see the house robots can come in. They're allowed to come in for the kill if a robot's been immobilised, and let's be honest, it has. Hard cheese for the rat, and Dreadnought's really won here by more than a whisker. What we'll see here at the tail of this heat is no future for Rattus, despite the whirling tail there, the flail at the back, and the forward-facing spikes doing no damage whatsoever. Matilda shunts it around into the CPZ. Oh, lovely, says Bash, with the pincers to create a little bit of damage. I think really the damage was sustained in its first round victory here, Rattus. You can see where it's been patched up for this second round clash. All Dreadnought needs to do is stay away from trouble, unlike Rattus, which is now being sliced apart. Well, it really is caught in the rat trap there, isn't it? It's Matilda's chainsaw, bumping and barging. Gary and Richard in the Rattus cherry picker. In comes Dev Metal now. A little bit of a slice. Oh, yes, thank you very much, sir. The smoke from the impact. Oh, yes, sir, thank you. And again. Yep. Not 3 cheers for Rattus, 3 tears for Rattus from the third attack from Dev Metal. Oh, really slicing into the innards of the rat. What a horrible thought. Dreadnought bouncing away. Don't get into trouble now, whatever you do, David. Stay away from Shunt & Co. Another scar of battle for Rattus to remember the house robots by. Dreadnought.
I feel like they have to fill in time right now, so they just let the house robots just get the smackdown on this robot. They're like, you know, it'll be a short bout, so they're just filling some time right now. That's how I feel, honestly.
Wisely getting away from trouble, and Dreadnought make the heat final.
It's back to sewers for Rattus as Dreadnought fights on.
You can't just sneak off like a little rat down a sewer. This is a big rat and it's not going down any sewer, but it nearly went in the pit.
It's a very big, very dead rat, unfortunately.
What happened? Why did you stop?
Well, it worked.
We didn't start.
Some tests, and then it just died.
You didn't start. You did a little bit, didn't you?
It moved, it went tweak, and then just shut down.
Yeah.
Dead.
That was it. That was it. So we haven't had a chance to find out what's wrong yet.
It's so annoying.
It suffered from its own plague, I think.
Yes, the bubonic plague got to it.
Oh, lovely.
That was easy, really, for you.
Another easy round, yeah.
Made very easy because the rat died.
Well, that's what happened to us last war.
Yeah.
We died.
Yeah.
So I know how they feel.
Oh, so you
it
feel
really is horrible.
avenged as well.
A little bit avenged, yes.
Those dudes in the back from last week.
Well, it was hardly a close squeak. Ratus out, Dreadnought through to meet the winners of Victor 2 and Trident.
Well, Victor 2 team, you've been pitted against Trident, who, what are they? Still polishing their robot?
They're still polishing their robot, yeah.
And yet you're just about to go in there. How do you feel about them as opponents?
Well, we're a bit worried about damaging their lovely shiny bodywork, and we did say we'd put feather dusters on the end, but we decided against it.
Okay. All right, so confidence then.
Yes.
Confidence reigns supreme in the Victor team. Good luck. Here we go.
We're discussing driving straight into the pit to get it over with.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
how you're feeling?
Yeah.
They're really confident.
I know.
You're not?
No, we
But
weren't ready for it.
Hey, it
so-
looks good.
Gosh.
Are there any real problems mechanically?
Like, it
Not
doesn't work very well.
Really? Does it not?
The weapon doesn't work very well at all.
Your weapon's not working very well.
And after the first match...
You don't want to go in unprepared.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll manage.
It's going to go.
How can we pick them if their weapon is not working? So we're going to go with Victor 2. My guessing is that Dreadnought is going to win all of this. I don't know. Just bad feeling.
Fail to prepare. Prepare to fail, Trident against the Victor 2 team. Once again, Guy Pickett at the controls.
Roboteers, stand by. 3.
There he is. Kenneth Goddard on the right-hand side. Once met Michael Schumacher, so you can expect Victor 2 to be speedy with the flail. The shiny Trident team, they say their weapon's been damaged. Well, it's being used, but it was no more than a tap, really. A little bit like a woodpecker trying to tap its way into a tank and not causing too much trouble at all to Victor 2. Now, we know the Victor 2 flail weapon is limited also. Spins in a blur, but doesn't really cause too much destruction. We've seen better weapons of that type, and, well, at the moment, the weapon has just stopped on the front hacking blade of Trident, the great pickaxe coming down. Victor 2 are trying to get the controls working again, I should think, on that weaponry. They need to, and it sparked into life again. One of these weapons powered by car starter motors, motorbike starter motors, and they've got it working again. Victor 2 towards the pit, spinning, whirling like a whirling dervish, but demonically into the pit. And it's Stephen Bennett, the controls of Trident, who goes through, and Victor 2 teetering and toppling, and in the end toppled into the pit. Oh, Guy, pick it out of that pit. It rests in pieces. Victor 2.
Well, Victor was not victorious. Trident goes through to the next round. Let's hear it for Trident. Well, how do you think that went? You obviously won.
Yeah, we won.
We won. Lovely.
And the axe works well.
The axe it's pretty strong, isn't it?
It is. It's very strong.
It's a strange robot design, really. Why have you got, say, one wheel on the front instead of, like, 6 wheels on the back?
Actually, the 3-wheel thing's the front.
That's the front.
You're looking at the front.
And the one wheel's the back.
Yeah, everybody makes that mistake.
That's why they always attack us from back.
Yeah.
Do you think you can go any further? The axe looks strong enough.
We'd like to have a go, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause for Trident? That's Trident through to the next round.
We went in the pit.
Like so many other great ones.
We decided not to dive straight in there. We let them push us around a bit first, and then we went. And we're sending him back to McLaren. We can't put up with his driving any longer.
Really?
Yeah. Driving let us down, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So you have to go back to Formula 1?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a terrible shame. Well, that's a turn up for the books then, because you weren't confident at all. You're only confident
I didn't seem
in your
confident.
shininess.
I didn't seem confident at all, did I?
Don't play this one on me as if I believe it now.
The axe is a bit stronger than people thought.
It works.
It works as
That
well.
was a turn up
I know.
for the books as well.
It
We
works.
didn't expect
Oh,
it
we
to,
knew
did
it.
we?
Very pleased.
Yeah?
I thought it was just going to fall off.
All right, boys and girls, we're going to go with Dreadnought on this. We have been wrong pretty much on every bout, but that's what it's about. And I hope this is going to be a good final right here.
Back to Formula 1. Guy Pickett can get the formulas right in the chemistry class. It's Trident in the heat final with Dreadnought.
Two robots made to look like whimpering puppies. Two already having kittens as they prepare to scratch each other's eyes out for a place in our series semi-finals.
The scalp so far for Dreadnought, it was Psycho Killer first of all, and then Ratus. And for Trident, Twin Turin defeated, and then Victor 2 in the pits.
Trident, you've got a lot of wheels.
Yeah, we have.
Have you got a lot of bottle?
No, basically.
How do you think it's going to go?
I have no idea. Anything can happen in the next couple of minutes.
Are you not feeling confident?
I'm not unconfident, I'm not confident. I don't know what will happen against Dreadnought. I've no idea.
This is for a place in the series semi-finals.
I know.
Prepare to do battle. Good luck, lads. Dreadnought.
Hi.
How are you feeling then?
Quite confident. We've come a lot further than the last war.
You have, haven't you?
Yes.
Prepare to do battle for a place in our series semi-finals. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Two good teams, quietly understated. Dreadnought nervously away, perhaps Trident on the attack with the axe weapon they say is so powerful. Not too sure about that. Dreadnought has the splendid body shell, newly designed after the damage from the last series. David and Faye Vols are Robot Wars veterans. Again, Trident on the attack. The forklift at the front of Dreadnought has a new mechanism in this series as well. A really good robot, they say Trident is, with those curious wheels on the front. Again, now, this time, the pickaxe has caused a couple of dents there. Stephen Benn at the controls, loves his computer graphics, he plays the guitar as well, and he's certainly in tune here at the moment. A couple of dents there. Are there any more than that, I wonder, on the body shell of Dreadnought, which is slightly the lighter, but the slower of these two robots. And the weaponry of Trident could be important here, because they've been the more adventurous. Certainly, friction smoke on the side of the arena, thrown into the air. Dreadnought's pinned in there. At the back, the pickaxe of Trident holding it in position. So, perhaps immobilised on the arena circular blades, allowing dead metal to come in with a thrust. I'm hearing from the judges' cherry picker that Dreadnought has been immobilised. That's why the signal's gone out to the house robots. They could come in and attack Dreadnought. And I think they're just exacting revenge now on Trident. House robots come from dark and dingy places. They do not like sleek and gleaming shiny machines, Stephen Benn. And this is why they want to rip and shred and tear. Get your polish out, boys. You will need it to repair your tattered machine. You see, we admire all your work. We really do. Splendid effort, lovely design, beautiful machinery. And then we like to mash it and break it and bend it and tear it and tatter it and destroy it. Oh, lovely. And Matilda now coming in with her chainsaw as well. We're enjoying it. This is a party for us, you see, on Robot Wars. Trident the winners, we don't care. Take some of that. Poor old Dreadnought, long ago dead.
Dreadnought gets naught. It was obviously disabled long before Trident. The house robot's a bit naughty there for going in on Trident, but Trident goes through to the series semi-finals. A close run thing.
Just a bit.
I thought you weren't going to get out alive.
It's a strong robot.
How do you think you're going to fare now in the series semi-finals?
Pretty badly.
There's nothing like unadulterated confidence. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the neighbours are banging on the studio doors because we won't keep the noise down on Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
After 16 heats, 128 robots, we're down to 16. We're back next week with our first semi-final of 8. And what a lineup we have for you as well. First of all, Firestorm, Zippy and Nippy. There's Pitbull, a roly-poly growler. Big Brother, ominous, omnipresent. Thing and the Addams Family team. They're back, the reigning champions, Panic Attack. Sure to cause chaos too, with its big flipper. Mace 2, very persistent. And of course, if they can get things straight, robot number 8, today's winner Trident, through to the first semi-final.
Now that you've got decent air conditioning,
It shouldn't overheat.
some nice aerodynamic moulding, you should be even faster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Before, yeah?
That's why we let them do it.
Good. I mean, I'm used to letting them do it, of course.
Of course.
Good stuff, boys and girls. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, right here. So, this, let's see.
Trident? Sorry, mate.
Radis. Do you think that if it didn't have any technical difficulties that it would have fared off better? Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to be 100% honest here. This episode alone was extremely difficult for me to watch, like throughout the whole thing. Some very sleepy moments on this episode by far. Psycho Killer and Dreadnought's bout. I don't know what the hell Psycho Killer was doing. You could just say he was crazy, but going into Kill-A-Lot is probably definitely not the smartest thing that you can do. Again, you know, the final bout, again, this episode to me, in certain bouts, where you just see the house robots just open up a can of whoop ass, I felt like personally just to fill the time in, because these bouts would have been extremely short, you know, without a blink of an eye. Dreadnought, you know, very lackluster final bout between Trident and Dreadnought. You know, I'm happy for Trident at the end of the day. You know, probably the underdogs, who knows, but I was really looking forward to Psycho Killer's bout with Dreadnought. And once Kill-A-Lot broke down that its main weapon, it was almost like GG. They looked the coolest to me personally out of all the robots. Dreadnought reminds me of this game, Killer Instinct. The frontal part of it with the almost looks like a face. It looks like this character kind of I think his name was Fulgore, but yeah, regardless of that, yeah, some of these it's weird because like some of these bots to me feel like they should be in like a different show. Like if they had a show that says like who has the prettiest robot or who comes up with the creatiest you know, good looking robot. I don't know, I'll say this name, Tron, whatever. That one would have probably won it based off on looks. Radis and Sminty's, you know, sorry, mate. I didn't see you bout. I thought that would have done better, but you know, it was like so slow. So you just see that it basically, it felt like it didn't have, you know, whatever you call technical difficulties, things not performing the way it's intended. You know, I guess you know, a lot of these unavoidable things, these things happen. They definitely are disappointing. You know, I don't blame the you know, people who have the robots. You know, shit happens. But you know, this episode was extremely tough to go through. It was a little bit of pain. You know, it was a little tough. So the redeeming quality for me is just knowing right now that Cream of the Crop has been selected. Even seeing some of the other previous robots there, that shit got me excited because I know that we're gonna finally get to see some bouts. So we got through a shit ton of robots. You know, a lot of bouts, a lot of heats. So you know, extremely long series 3. So if you made it this far, thank you. We're going to hopefully see some crazy bouts. I'm hoping for freaking destruction, more shit on fire if it's possibility, you know, some burning things. I was getting kind of happy when Tantron was getting a little bit, you know, on fire and stuff, but yeah, Victor 2 was doing well until it got pushed out by Trident. That bout was okay for me, but yeah, do you guys feel that Radis could have made it a little bit further? I felt like it had the speed and it definitely packed some power that it could have probably done a little bit better. That could have been who knows? They could have probably went into the finals, but unfortunately, yeah, shit happens. But yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. I'm definitely so pumped for the next bouts. I think this is the moment that hopefully you and myself and everyone else has been waiting for. Again, hopefully you guys don't get too upset that I say that the episode is not the best. A little lackluster, hard to hard to watch this one, but knowing that we're going to get into some good bouts has got me with hope. I have a lot of hope that there's going to be some good bouts here. So we'll tune in next week. We'll do the same routine, guys. And get some damn destruction, baby. If we don't get some destruction on these final bouts, these bouts coming up, I'm gonna be sorely disappointed. So, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace and love. Peace.